Are you looking to buy a JCB Telehandler bucket but not sure whether you've got a Q-Fit or a compact fitment? Watch this video so we can tell you the easiest way to determine which one you have. The easiest way to determine which hanger system you need is actually by looking at the carriage on the machine itself. Usually it will say Q-Fit on the side of the carriage if it is a Q-Fit system, or possibly on the data plate. However, this isn't always useful as the carriages do get worn over time, the stickers do come off, and you can actually lose the data plate off the machine. So there are a few other ways to help you determine which hanger system you need. So here we have one of each of the buckets. On this side we've got the Q-Fit system, and this side we've got the compact system. Now visually you should probably be able to see pretty clearly. However, the internal dimensions on the hangers of the Q-Fit is 990mm or 99 centimeters, and the internal dimension of the hangers on the compact system is 54 centimeters or 540mm. So here we've got a JCB telehandler with a Q-Fit carriage mounted to it. Now the easiest way to determine this is the stickers on the side. The data plate on the top, however, on this particular model, it doesn't actually mention that it is a Q-Fit pickup on the data plate, which isn't really much use to us. Now, if your stickers have worn off and the data plate doesn't have the correct information on, obviously we're going to need to measure the carriage to actually determine whether it's a Q-Fit or a compact. So on a Q-Fit carriage that picks up a bucket, you'll have these mounting bosses to the top. Now you'll notice these are a lot wider than the actual hooks mounted to the telehandler bucket. This is just so you get that little bit of variation depending on whether you're picking up a bucket or another specialist attachment, for example a bale flinger that could be picked up by this machine. So the easiest way to determine is actually by measuring from the inside of the right hand plate to the inside of the left hand plate. Now we know the internal dimension of the hangers on our telehandler bucket is 99 centimeters. So on here we have 98 centimeters, which means there's plenty of room for that 99 centimeter gap of the telehandler to fit onto these bosses. Now obviously the telehandler buckets do mount at the top as well as the bottom. This version we have the hydraulic version, whereas you do also get a manually operated carriage. If the top hangers fit, then that means the bottom hanger should also fit, as these measurements are pretty similar. Now if you have the JCB Compact carriage, the measuring process is pretty similar. However, the gap will obviously be much narrower than the Q-Fit. So much like the Q-Fit, the narrowest point on a compact telehandler will be narrower than the 54 centimeters which we've just measured on the compact telehandler bucket. Just a couple of other points to consider when talking about telehandler carriages. Some people do swap different carriage manufacturers to different machines. For example, I've seen a Manitou carriage fitted to a JCB telehandler. So if you're looking at this and you're still unsure, it might be a case that somebody in the past or yourself has modified the carriage to take another pickup. There's not really an easy way to determine which carriage it could be, as each manufacturer do have quite different variances. The best thing I could suggest is if you send a picture of your carriage or any other attachments you have available for your machine to Rhinox, and we can help determine which bucket you would need for your telehandler. So if you're looking for a new telehandler bucket to go on your telehandler, Rhinox have a wide range of different manufacturers available and their retrospective carriages. For example, JCB, Manitou, Merlot, Cat and Bobcat. You can shop our full range online via the website, or if you don't see what you're looking for, give us a call or an email on the details below. So hopefully now you can easily determine the difference between a Q-Fit or a compact bucket, or maybe your JCB telehandler has something completely different. If you want to know more about the Rhinox telehandler bucket range, check out this playlist here. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss more exciting content from Rhinox. Inside